नमस्कार दोस्तों, स्वागत है आपका हमारे चैनल सोशल साइंस टुडे में। अगर आप हर 5 मिनट में अपना फ़ोन चेक करते हैं तो ये वीडियो आपके लिए है। It's 2 a.m., your eyes are burning and you have to be up in 4 hours, yet your thumb just keeps swiping. If you stop and think about it in that exact moment, the memes aren't making you laugh anymore. The videos are just a blur. The pleasure is entirely gone and still you cannot put the phone down. Willpower is rarely the problem here. Instead, your brain is responding to a neurological signal it was never evolved to ignore: dopamine. For years, popular culture has defined dopamine as the happy chemical, a liquid reward the brain releases to create pleasure when we eat junk food or get a like on social media. But neuroscience shows a different reality. Dopamine drives craving and anticipation, not the actual enjoyment of a reward. It is the molecule of pursuit, sparking the frantic energy needed to reach a goal rather than the satisfaction of achieving it. This gap between desire and enjoyment keeps us reaching for our screens. Our brains have become tethered to the act of seeking, even when the content we find feels completely hollow. The ventral tegmental area manufactures dopamine and sends it to the nucleus accumbens to generate desire. These neurons fire aggressively before receiving a reward. Anticipating a notification causes baseline dopamine to spike tenfold, creating an intense drive to keep searching. These digital loops rely on a tactic called unpredictable reinforcement. Features like the infinite scroll or pull to refresh function like slot machines. They keep the reward just out of reach, ensuring the brain stays locked in that high dopamine anticipation state. This strategy has allowed tech platforms to capture human attention at a global scale. By focusing on the pursuit mechanism, algorithms keep users in a state of wanting, regardless of whether they find any lasting value in the content. Research shows that constant digital stimulation can trigger dopamine releases up to 150% above baseline. This mirrors the neurological surges found in chemical dependencies, like nicotine or certain prescription opioids. The brain maintains a level scale. Pleasure and pain are processed together, constantly kept in equilibrium. When digital habits tip the scale toward pleasure, the brain compensates to prevent overstimulation, applying an equal counterweight of pain to return to center. Chronic overstimulation causes this pain side weight to stay active permanently. This leads to a condition known as a dopamine deficit state, where the brain's baseline drops so low that users experience persistent irritability and a severe lack of motivation for anything that isn't a digital screen. Using phones to instantly fill every quiet moment forces the brain to constantly adjust. Over time, this results in a baseline state of distraction and a permanent sense of agitation. To break this cycle, many are adopting a practical behavioral reset, often called dopamine fasting 2.0. The concept is often misunderstood as a trend that requires avoiding all human joy. Early reports suggested you had to sit in a dark room and avoid all stimulation to heal, but that level of restriction is neither sustainable nor scientifically accurate. True fasting is different from total isolation or religious asceticism. Because dopamine is necessary for basic motivation and learning, you cannot and should not try to eliminate it entirely from your life. A real reset involves a shift in how you earn your rewards. It means replacing low-effort digital habits with effort-based actions like physical exercise, reading, or learning a skill that requires patience. Shifting focus toward these real-world challenges allows the neural pathways to find satisfaction in effort rather than just the act of seeking. This shift triggers neural adaptation. By removing the constant artificial dopamine spikes, your brain can finally lower its internal pain side counterweight. Within a few weeks, the reward system resets to a natural, calm equilibrium. As the system recalibrates, you will notice focus and internal motivation returning. Everyday activities that once felt boring start to feel engaging again, allowing you to be present without the constant urge to check your phone. Your attention is the most valuable resource you have, and technology is designed specifically to capture it. Taking control of your dopamine system is the first step toward regaining your time and your focus. अगर आपको ये वीडियो पसंद आई हो तो इसे लाइक करें, अपने दोस्तों के साथ शेयर करें और हमारे चैनल सोशल साइंस टुडे को सब्सक्राइब करना ना भूलें। मिलते हैं अगली वीडियो में एक नए विषय और एक नई सोच के साथ। तब तक याद रखिए, आपका ध्यान ही आपकी सबसे बड़ी ताकत है। धन्यवाद।